Alrighty. I guess it's time to get this show on the road. Where do we want to go to first? The just chatting screen? I think so. Except I think I probably have double audio. No, I muted that, so we're good there. Alright, sounds good. So let's close up what we have open. Pretty much everywhere else except for our stream. Alrighty, guys. So, welcome to the Adventure Tactics. Is it the Domian's Tower? No. Adventure Tactics Domian's Tower adventure game. If you guys have played Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or the Pathfinder board game card game, it's basically it's similar to that. But I gotta say, I love this art style. I think that's probably one of the things that sold me first on the game was just the beautiful art style that this came with. So first and foremost, I need to know. Okay, I have my chat over here. I'm trying to. This is a whole brand new setup. So let me know what you guys think. Number one, and looks like the followers. I don't know if this is if the followers is what you guys see as well, but that looks like the wrong set of followers because those are some of the test values that I had. Or rather, that the Stream Elements gave me. I didn't put those in. But that should be pulling from my followers and not from just a random list of people. But I guess that's something I'll have to tweak, so welcome, Marvelous. Thank you for your egg. Thanks for egging me on. So yeah, I'll have to tweak that later. It's not a big deal. It's just some fake names, so whatever. Maybe if somebody actually does follow, it'll update itself. I don't know. Maybe this is like a starts from zero kind of thing. Anyway, so basically the entire purpose of this is to dive into this box, get an unboxing going, and try out this stream. There is a Stream Elements bot. His name is Sir Groovy Bones, just like mine, which I have to adjust some commands to have it make more sense. But you can poke him if you do bang command or commands. It'll send you to a site where there's a list of things that you can do to interact with him. But for the time being, that's not the focus of this. It's just something you can do. For the time being, let's go over to the unboxing screen. That's what we have here. Try to click off stuff so we can see it. All right, so this is a view of my desk. And we have a couple things here. Number one is this Adventure Tactics side quest guide. And now with the side quest guide, as from I understand, now I don't know everything about the game. I know a good chunk of what's going on, but not everything. However, this side quest guide is kind of like, I guess, like it says right here, one-shot adventures. So it can guide you through. Oh, I don't want to spoil myself. There's actually some stuff in here. I don't want to spoil anything that happens, but like, basically there are, I think, just a myriad of different encounters that you can go through, and this basically, I'm assuming with the assistance of what's the rule book that's in here, it's going to give you a good idea of what to do as a side quest just to kind of get you started. And now this little guy over here, this Adventure Tactics Hero Pack. There we go. That's a good zoom. This is a bonus. I think this is an extra bonus that was part of the Kickstarter. So this hero pack adds 3 new playable classes for Adventure Tactics: Magic Blade, Time Mage, and Engineer. There are 5 levels of abilities. You have some more descriptions on here. So basically, you get a couple minifigures down here, and I believe in here are just the cards. Yeah. So this is just a hero pack one. This is just to expand. This is the first of expansion. So that's what I'm excited about when I see this. When I see this little number 1 right here, that means there's more to come. So I'm excited. Same with this Adventure Quest Guide, Book 1. So there's more books to come. Did you hear that, Marv? We get to fill the entire place with books and Adventure Tactics things. It's gonna be great. All right. I know I can hear your excitement. I can hear you squealing over here. Okay, but this is the big deal. This is the big kahuna. And when I say big kahuna, I mean like weighing in at big kahuna. Like it's, yeah. So like I'm not even dropping it. I'm still holding it. It can shake everything. It shakes the camera, shakes. More books? Yes, more books. All the books. So I don't want to rattle this around too much because I don't know if I'm pretty sure everything's pretty much packed up, but let's take a look on the back here. So looks like we have a bunch of dice, a bunch of tokens, a bunch of standees, hordes and hordes of cards, player tokens, I'm assuming, some player board games, player mats, places you can put your... I'll put this over here more. Go away, mouse. Places where you can put your upgrade cards to the right and left. I guess field maps as well, so it'll give you the idea of the terrain that you'll be working with. So, alrighty, well, like I said, without further ado, let's crack into this. I think this will be pretty easy to tear open without needing to use a knife or anything, but I do have one available just in case. But I think this, yeah, we go. Alright, I'm just going to tear it at the seams here. There we go. Makes for a nice cut. No scratching on the box. I'm going to try to show this as much respect as possible. I know, I'm excited. Show this as much respect as possible, as it deserves for all the hard work and time and effort that people put into making it. I think it deserves the respect of us, the community, the players, to enjoy it in its fullest. So I want to try to keep this in as good condition as I can, which is what I do with most of my belongings, but not all, because I am human and I make mistakes, so such is the case. Alrighty, there we go. I was actually kind of half tempted and like thinking of what's it called? Bringing out a scale to actually put this on. I'd be kind of curious to see what it weighs in at, but it's a hefty boy. Alrighty, it's got a nice like matte finish. It's not glossy. It's kind of like textured type of finish. Very nice quality box in my opinion. Survived shipping pretty well. Okay, I'm just trying to slowly get this off. What do you think of the music, by the way? It's a I think it was when I was watching some of the Pokebox unboxings and openings. They had mentioned one of the Pokemon fans in the community. Their name is Glitch X City. And not only is she a Pokemon fan, a player, and of the TCG game and the Sword and Shield, but she also is a musician, and she makes her own music, and this is her playlist. I think I just have a playlist of like 4 or 5 songs of hers from Spotify just on loop right now, and these are basically Pokemon inspired. The way it sounds to me is that these are like winter Pokemon theme inspired type music, so that's why I put her name down here in the down. Actually, wait, let me see if I can point her there. Her music credit. That's her link. So if you want to go check it out, she's got other songs and such. But kudos to her for providing that. And I'm pretty sure she said from a stream I watched and from reading her bio, she said, "Hey, yeah, hop on in and just use the music if you want." All right, so here we go. Here is looks like a class guide. Yeah, so this is a class guide. So this booklet is a class guide to looks like the fighter, the wizard. We have rogues, we have archers, we have bishop, assassin, let's see, barbarian, necromancer, ooh, paladin, ranger. Let me move this over here. There you go. Let's see what else. Gladiator, dark knight, ninja, war mage. This is awesome. Oh, hey, look, we got a bot. Oh, that's so great. Look at the bot. Wait, Marv, you get to drop the banhammer now and watch my little reindeer go nuts on him. Let's see, so we got a shaman, a warlock, a monk, a skirmisher. Heck. Demon hunter. Ooh, demon hunter, that sounds cool. Beast trainer, a bard, a champion, band. Let's see if... Or did I already do the animation? No? Capamon not going to react? Or did he already react and I missed it? I don't know, must have missed it. And then Time Mage, Magic Blade, and Engineer. These are the ones on the back. You didn't see it animate? Okay. Well, like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this stream. I might have to do just, another stream in the future, just literally playing with things, because there's so many things to set up. It's super exciting and fun, but to get everything to mesh together, I literally just added Capamon, like, in the past, I think, half hour. So he's probably not up to snuff, although the stream stickers down below, those should be active, I believe. And I believe you are. I wish I had a dashboard to see like more information. I probably do. I just need to figure out where it is. I need to have 2 dashboards up, basically. One that has like Twitch chat, one that has shows me what you guys are seeing, so I can center things where they're supposed to be. I have some stream activity over here to the left, but that's not really doing anything at the moment. There's nothing I can really do with it, I guess. Leaderboard, Marcus Rod. I guess if like people redeem stuff, and you guys do get points. It's not Twitch points. It's just the bot points. It's just Stream Element points. But those are accumulated the longer you stay in chat. And I believe you get the first. Just for trial purposes, I did a point a minute. So at 10 minutes is when you get 10 points. And I have no idea how to balance and scale like what things cost how much. So if things seem completely ridiculous, like ridiculous overpriced or completely underpriced, that's very possible. And I will adjust that as time goes. But for now, this is the focus. It's the game. It's getting into this box and tearing this open and see what happens. This thing is ruled. Look at this. This has a spiral. Oh. Still, the campaign guide has a spiraling to it. It's nuts. Okay, so this is the rule book. So the other book was... I lost already. This is just the side quest guide. This looks like... Okay, so this is... If I'm not mistaken, I believe these... Yeah, I believe these are for each individual class. So let's actually take a look at these. There's no point to keeping them hidden because I'm going to be tearing it into figuring out how the game works. I've watched several people play it. I've watched several tutorials in the past when I first got excited about this, when I first backed it. And then, life came up and I've moved on and done other things and whatnot. But now that it's finally here, I am hella set on just getting into it and figuring out how it works and getting that. So it looks like this is Quill. I believe she was the monk. Let's see. Monk, wizard... Oh, that's right. Right. So, okay. So as you can see here, there are only a handful of classes that you start off with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally a handful. You're thinking to yourself, but wait, this class guidebook is chock full with like all sorts of classes. You may have noticed this, but I didn't mention it yet. As you can see here, they're all the class guides have these purple borders, and they have little starter text underneath them, which means that this is what you start as. So, you only start as one of 5. A fighter, a wizard, fumble, a cleric, a rogue, or an archer. Oops, I'm not centered. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So, you start off with one of the 5, and then as you level up, for example, the assassin here is a rogue level 2. See that camera's probably not zooming in. Let me try to fix that a bit and get some. Whoops. No, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so rogue level 2 is what we have here, and so on and so forth. Bishop is a cleric level 2, and as we get more advanced, different roles. Like if you want to become a ninja, you have to have Rogue 1, Wizard 1, and Archer 1. So you can add, I guess you can add different classes to yourself, or gain additional classes on top of what you previously had. And sometimes you'll have to have a combination of leveled up things like Rogue 1, Archer 2. Some of the later ones, oh gosh, Champion is Fighter 1, Rogue 1, Cleric 1, Wizard 1, Archer 1. It's all of them. Let's see, some of these back ones are... Yeah, like Fighter 3, Wizard 1. So that doesn't sound too, like, unattainable. It's not, doesn't sound like it's too hard to achieve these. But, yeah, so that's what these guys are. These guys are the starting classes here. It looks like these are cutouts. Yeah, looks like these are cutouts. And here, these are actually indented. I don't know if you can tell. But they are indented, and I'm assuming this is where certain game pieces go. Like health markers, which obviously it's a health marker, so that's where those will sit very nicely. Production quality, I'm probably going to say this several times, but the production quality on this is really nice. It's super cool. I've always been really happy with the way Kickstarter products have turned out, and that is, more or less a compliment on Kickstarter because they're the ones that enabled it to happen, but it's also a huge shout out and kudos to the people putting it together, because they're the ones that put all the hard work and energy into it. But then again, Kickstarter is one that made it happen, by providing the website by the site that people can fund their amazing ideas and games that they've wanted to do forever. Speaking of which, I have a game that I'm working on currently that was actually inspired by a streamer I saw. So, okay. Take a step back real quick. So, this game was published by get this here. Logo. Letterman Games. And I give him a shout out on the Twitter, on the tweet I sent out to go live. Letterman Games did an unboxing, I think, or no, actually did a playthrough of one of the side quests a while ago for Adventure Tactics. And after they were done doing that, the side quest, they rated another streamer, and in that chat, there was a person that came from Letterman's stream, and he said, the person we were rating was playing Animal Crossing. They had like a hot dog costume on or something, and I think I'm fuzzy on the details of what happened exactly, but basically he said something along the lines of to the effect that he's not crazy about hot dogs or something, but he loves board games. So it was like I love board games. Oh, I hate hot dogs. And then from that, I was just like, that's it. I'm making you a board game or a card game that has to do with hot dogs, because now you have to choose between something you love, board games, and something you hate, hot dogs. So that's in the works. I'm almost done with it. I have a bunch of assets and stuff done. I have rules set and almost good to go. I just need to put it into Tabletopia, Tabletop Simulator, and I keep forgetting the third one. It's another it's on Steam, but it's another basically Tabletop Simulator. It's got a few different features. It seems like it melds a lot of what Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator have, kind of like puts it together, and I have not had a chance to pick it up and play with it yet, but that's on my radar of things to do. So this is the rule book. And I believe this doesn't have anything with adventures. It is literally just, here's what you can and cannot do. Here are how things go. Over 800 cards. Over 800 cards. I don't doubt it. There's a lot in here, and I've barely touched it. What's in the box? All right, so we have the 5 heroes. Now, if you're lucky enough, not just paid, but if you were lucky enough to actually get in early enough, you could have picked up or purchased a painted version of these, which would have been hand painted, and I tried to get that, but I believe they were all sold out by the time I got to it. Not a big deal. I'm perfectly happy to have these guys as is. I've never gotten into miniature painting myself yet, but it does sound like fun. It's another hobby I really don't need. I have like 15 million hobbies. I'm like what was it? I knew myself. It was like the serial hobbyist, right? So I have like so many different hobbies that I start all the time. Oh, that kind of has a negative connotation. The serial hobbyist? That's weird. Anyway, so we have a bunch of tiles here. So this tells you basically everything that's in the game. Oh, cool. There's some summon miniatures. Oh, this is for the bad guys. So we have some miniatures for the summons that are basically for encounters that we're going to have, and they're just standees that we'll have here. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we should also have a big dragon. Spoilers. Speaking of spoilers, I waited to do this until today. The game came out, it started shipping last week or so, and people had started receiving them. We actually got this, I think, Friday or Saturday we got it. And I was super excited to have it. I was like, all right, let's do it. But I'm like, you know what? Let's give people a chance to actually see it for themselves, get a chance to play it, open it up, crack it open. I didn't want to spoil anything, but at the same time, I also wanted to give you a preview. And for anybody that didn't know about a drink, yeah, sure, I'll take a drink. There's my little reindeer. He gives me a heads up to drink. Take a drink every once in a while. You're right, my mouth is kind of dry. That goes for everyone else out there. You got a drink next to you. Take a drink. Keep yourself hydrated. It's good to drink some water every now and again. I should really have Capamon put a message there too. Woo! Dalriat is now following us. Welcome to the community, Dalriat, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Or, yeah. Welcome to the community. So, here we have just so many... Okay, creating your hero. So this is the guide on how to create the hero. So these are all rule sets. Splendid. Encounter setups, rules of play. Speaking of rules of play, I actually had an interesting conversation on the Facebook group. There is a Facebook group for Adventure Tactics. And I had somebody had mentioned, they were talking about line of sight, because these are all set up in, I don't know if I have an example, they're all set up on a grid system, so everything's put into squares. And so there's an interesting conversation going on in regards to line of sight, and if you've ever played any types of games like these, Dungeons & Dragons, etc., you'll know that it's helpful to have some kind of like map or some kind of world to play on. And this is something I'm not personally experienced with or horribly familiar with, but it looks like different games have different rules. So sometimes if it's on the same line that something's on, or it has to be from the center of the tile you're on. If you could draw a straight line to the center of the other tile, that's considered line of sight. Otherwise, it's not. And so there's some interesting rules on how to do this. I'm looking to read through this, and this book, as hefty as it is of a rule book, it might not even have it in it, because there are some like just nuance and niche things that sometimes it's better to go to BoardGameGeek.com or similar type forums to check out and look at what the rules are for the specific game that you're playing. Okay, so we have a bunch of... This is all about movement, large boss movements, so how bosses can move, obstacles, how you can place them and how you can't. Line of sight, here it is actually. Here's the line of sight example. So we're talking about... okay, so this is a nice little example of like how range works. So you have, obviously a range of 0 is the square you're on. Range of 1 is anything within your area. So it's either up, down, left, right, or one diagonal from you. And then 2, 3, etc. Going outward. That's a cool little design. What is that? It's like a witch totem octopus type. That's cool. I like that. That's really neat. Like I said, art's definitely one of my favorite things in this game. It's just one of the things that grabbed me right off the bat, and it's not let go. Details of action cards. So these are the action cards and how they work and what they do. Things you need to know before playing an encounter. Equipment, revive potions, etc. Random encounters, loot items, leveling up and changing classes. Okay, so this is actually not too bad. I mean, it looks like a hefty book and it looks like there's a lot to it, but the text is pretty big. There are a lot of pictures involved. This is a perfect reading book for me. But yeah, so it looks like there's some information on the back. Okay, so this is just like a general overview of prerequisites for the class itself. So like assassin, you need a rogue of level 2. Looks like. Let's try to focus this again. There we go. Okay, won't be the best quality, but it's a little bit better. Something. So some prerequisites, some credits, etc. Some elite classes have a modifier for their basic attack. This will appear as a unique symbol on their class card, etc. I'm really excited to see... there's just so many classes to try out and play with them. I can't wait to go. Go. Okay, so this is the campaign guide. I'm not going to spoil you guys or myself with what's in here because this is basically what happens. This is the entire adventure for this game. And so this game is played... apparently it says on the box it's for 1 to 5 players. It's 45 to 60 minutes per encounter. So each encounter is what this will detail is. You'll have spoiler alert. See, there's a huge spoiler alert right here. And it says, this campaign guide is meant to be progressed through as you play the game. Do not read ahead as this will not only ruin the story elements for you, but will spoil items and scenarios meant to be unlocked as you progress. Read each page from the beginning, and as you progress through, only move on to the pages you are told to progress to. Careful, if you see a skull next to an option, this denotes a more difficult path. Oh, so you can choose your difficulty. Nice. Character backgrounds. And the story's not starting yet, but... Alright, so Act 1, A Child of Destiny. Alright, so that's where we start. So we're going to leave this off to the side. Don't want to ruin anything. Don't want to spoil ourselves on that just yet. I need to go through the rule book and learn how to play properly and correctly. Then we'll go through some adventures. Hopefully I'll get Marvelous Dragon to join me on the stream, and we can tag team this together and figure out how it goes and how it works. So the first set of punch outs looks like we have a bunch of heart tokens. I think we have some... Are these the standees? It looks like it. Looks like these are the standees. At least some of them. So I'm excited that we have a bunch of these shadowy figures, because now we can tell that we're probably going to encounter like a group of them or something. So this is kind of a little bit of a spoiler too, I guess. So don't look. Don't look. Don't look. It's a spoiler. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have looked back here. Oh boy. Yeah, so there's, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces here. There's a little baby in a crib, look. There's a baby there. Small little thing. It's a mimic. That's what it is. It's a child mimic. Okay, so these are a bunch of punch-outs, and again, the art's just, it's so cool. Yeah, those are, these little guys, I really like these little goblin-looking guys. They look really neat. It's kind of hard to tell, but... Alright, so there's a bunch of punch-outs for us to take care of. Miniatures! Cards. Crap ton of cards. All cards right here. Here we have several pieces of land that we'll get to use to... Several pieces of land that we'll use for our adventures. I'm assuming this is some like water tile. This is a dungeon tile, it looks like, so that's pretty cool. Great start there. Looks like we have some initiative chips. Do you know how I know those are initiative chips? Because it says initiative on them right there. Watch this camera zoom. Focus. Oh, wait. I want you to... That's not focused, whatever. Okay, so these are initiative chips, I'm assuming. Yeah, so enemy and your own. There's another standee here. Bunch of little clips, little plastic stands for standees, and much bigger ones for bigger. We have enemies that big? Oh, it's gonna be awesome. And here are, I'm assuming these are the markers that go into, these are little square markers, I'm assuming that go into the hero slots that I showed you earlier, those little square slots. We have some dice, because what's a good board game without dice? Different markers on them too. There's not like 1 through 6. It's different symbols to denote different things. Oh, neat. So we have our own character decks too. So once we start building our characters, whatever class we start as or whatever class we want to use, these are little deck boxes to kind of put together, and we can keep track of where our adventure is and continue from there. So if we accumulate a certain amount of loot, we can save it. Alright, what do we have here? Boss decks. Okay, so these are supply perks, boss decks. I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming behind this one. I'm assuming behind the deck, or on the other side of the card, is some kind of boss card. This is a supply perk. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not familiar with what that could be. This looks like it's cardinal directions of some sort. I'm assuming that'll come into play at some point. And a bunch of plastic baggies, looks like. Yeah, you're going to need it for, I'm assuming, keeping track and keeping all the cards separated. So I'm assuming at some point, I've played Pathfinder Skull and Shackles, and that has had cards that you kind of just have to put back in the box because they are no longer cards that are being played. So you have to get rid of some stuff sometimes. Okay, so we have a nice big opening here to put all of our tokens and everything. That looks like it'll keep things secure. Let's see, does this fit on top of that or inside? Yes and no. Does it fit on top of? Yes, it fits on top of, kind of. But I really like this. What I would like to see is, if I'm going to have a bunch of tokens, I'd like to have some kind of cover that sits on top to keep it from spilling. Because I had a One Night Ultimate Werewolf collector's box, and it's a really nice looking box. It's a wood box, but the problem is there's very little or nothing to keep it from just spilling the tokens everywhere. And so I look for like, oh, does it have like a little thing? But again, not an end all be all. I'm really not that picky. I don't really care. It's not like, oh, this doesn't have it. Oh, it's, you know, the worst thing ever. Like, man, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay, I like these little cards. Look at them. Like tiny little like gum packets. So here's some passives, and I'm guessing these are, okay, so those look specifically for a rogue passives and such. Is that little square? Yeah. Because there's some decks are held, and this is Cleric and Bard cards, passive Divine Spark, class feature Mournful Dirge, passive Versatile Performer. I'm guessing these are level up cards, or what are they? Wizard, starter, class feature, Arcane Shield, passive, Blink, +2 Fireball, +1 Teleport. 2 basic attack, Pillage. Every goblin minion moves and makes a basic attack. Oh, so here's some cards that will probably come into play during some of the adventures, some of the encounters. So I'm assuming we'll have to take some of these cards, shuffle them together, and then play them given on the certain encounter. Now, we've got some minifigures here. And I can't take out the whole thing, or I would, but it looks like, I don't know if, did they all fall from where they're supposed to be, or looks like there are a few missing here, or not. I don't know if they're missing or they're just misplaced, or that one looks like it goes there. This one looks like it might go here. Yeah, okay. They got a little jumbled around because things happen in shipping. It's not a big deal. Is that where that goes? Is that where that goes? I can tell. There we go. That one goes there for sure. That one goes there. This will go here. Not exactly. That goes there. This goes here. Okay. Neat. So, I'll try to lift this up without breaking everything. But yeah, it looks like there's supposed to be 2 more here, but maybe that's because that's if you get a certain expansion or something. I don't know. Or maybe, oh, this might be 4. Oh wait, it's 4. It's for these little guys. Yeah. It's for these guys exactly. That's what these spaces right here are for. I'll show you in a second. Heck. Okay, so there's all the little figurines. And these spaces over here are for the 2 pieces that we have from this expansion. So that's where they go. That's where they get to live. Alright, otherwise, it's gonna be a bunch of cards. Oh, Griffin Lord Ventus. Lachlan Trapmaster. So this is, again, not focused. There we go, perfect. Lord Ventus. Boop. Lachlan Trapmaster. So a couple of, I'm assuming, encounters of some sort. I'm not sure if these guys are actually necessarily bad guys, but they're definitely encounters. Healing Potion, Mark of Death, and Ominous Mark of Fate, beware of collecting too many. Ooh. So you get Marks of Death, depending on what you do. So don't be bad or you'll get in trouble. Let's see, these are, oh, okay, cool. These are, it looks like these are some movement cards, some boon cards. Yeah, the back of it's just the art. Just the art. I say that as if the art's not a big deal, but it is, because it looks so nice. Make a basic move. Again, the art on all these cards is just fantastic. I remember these cards when they first started out, they were not... They had like basic just like ideas of what was going to be on the card, and then once they got into production, they really ramped up the production quality of these and the art on them. It looks really good. Rock Toss. Square and push target 1 square. I'm guessing roll a die, and it'll tell you how much to move. Make a basic move or basic attack. Adaptable. So I'm assuming if this is adaptable, does that mean it's like it's a thing that you can put on the side of your thingy? Where's my thingy thing? The other thingy thing, you know, the thingy thing? Yes, you guys. So, I have room on this desk, I swear. No, I don't. Where'd it go? Adaptable. So, we see here as this is like a tealish color. I'm assuming it matches up with this passive. So now you gain a passive, you put it here. I'm assuming there's some dice there. Accessories, armor, weapon. Yeah, so that's just all these cards have different boons to them. So, that, I think, about covers the majority of this, unless... Alright, I have to do this because it's just a thing, but I always have to look underneath the main packaging. There's not anything under there, ever, because there shouldn't be, but you can bet if I ever release a board game and there's packaging involved, I will put stuff under there, because I always do. That's just like a little Easter egg that would be fun, you know. That's just something I do. But I have to look at everything, every nook and cranny, because it's been sometimes when, like, I didn't go far enough in looking into something and, like, well, this doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, yeah, because you're missing this component that was, you know, like, underneath layer 1 of the box. It's like, how am I supposed to know there's 2 layers? but there are sometimes. So it's good to know your full arsenal of what to work with. These guys stay up front, up right, up right. Are these slotted correctly? No, it's upside down like this. I think. Oh, I see. I like how. Okay, no, they're supposed to be like this. So these are supposed to line up the tokens and keep them in place, and they do. So these grooves right here, these grooves line up with where the tokens sit, so it keeps them nice and in place. At least it's supposed to, but you know, this is still loose itself, so it can come up and, you know, things get shipped, they get tossed around. You know, nobody knows what's inside packages. It could be underwear, it could be a priceless lamp. No way to know. So, things happen. Alrighty, I forgot how are these placed, like this? No. This? No. Like this? No. Like this? No. They were not placed there at all. That's a secret. Put those back. These guys were on the bottom. That's pretty good. Okay. These guys. I mean, what goes next where? I'm assuming these go in here. Because they're a bit smaller, so they fit. Just like that, just like that, and just like that. This probably goes on top because it is the next biggest or smallest, however you want to look at it. This can't fit in here, can it? Guess what? It can. Alright. And this goes in here. Like so. Or like so. One way or another, it fits in here. I know it does. There we go. That fits. Good job. Alrighty. So yeah, for me, it's the first step is going to be reading through all the rules to figure out exactly how everything works. I don't think I put this back together, did I? Correctly? That should not be pressed on that. I don't think these should be pressing on anything. If anything, like this, maybe? Maybe like this? That seems more right. That looks more right. There we go. So just like this. Oh, this hefty boy. Put this spiral on this side since it's... Put this down. And the rule book. Oh, and the class guide. So the rule book is the... oh, whoops. Forgot the baggies. Ta-da! Not ta-da, I forgot the baggies. Whoops. Heck. That's why everything fits so nicely. Well, that's why this fit in here so nicely, because there was no baggies. Although I might still be able to put them in here. Baggies or no. These are stackable, if I'm not mistaken. They can stack on top of each other like that. I believe. Seems to work just fine. Oh, no, it won't work from that. I don't think. That'll fit there. Or will it? Oh. These fit here? Yes. And yes. Aha, perfect. That worked out pretty nicely. Put this back in here. Alrighty. So, what do you guys think? What do you think, Marvelous Dragon? Are you excited, Bike, to try this? Because I am. I need to read up on the rules, figure out how everything works first, but I'm looking forward to it because this should be interesting. Interesting. Can't wait to get into it. And I could put everything in this box. So the 2 extras that came, I can put them all in here. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's very similar to the Pathfinder we tried, but yeah, it's looks a lot more fun. And from what I've gathered, it's supposed to be a little more friendly too, a little more story lighthearted, not this like gloom and doom type of that's focused again. There we go. Perfect. Good job. Good job, camera. It's supposed to be more of a lighthearted, and it's even supposed to be, if I understand it correctly, easier in some senses or terms. Or at least that was the goal of it. It wasn't supposed to be like a super hard game. It's supposed to be something that's fun, and at the 45 to 60 minute per encounter range, that sounds like a pretty good balance between getting a good experience of what a D&D game or session or encounter is like without having to dedicate yourself for like hours on end to do it. Now, sometimes dedicating yourself to hours on end is the fun of it, but sometimes it's not. So you want to make sure that I'd say playing this will give you a good idea of D&D and how it's played and how that goes. So I'm looking forward to giving this a shot. So after stream ends and I get my other chores done, because we have to do 1 unit of being an adult. After I get my chores done, then I will go through the rule book and figure out... Wait, why didn't you do a reboxing video? I mean, technically I did. Everything went back to... You know what's actually better? Everything fit in here, including the what's it called? The expansions and extras in here. This has got some serious, like, vacuum to it when you put them back together. So I was able to put not the rulebook, but the side quest guide. Ping! And the extra box. That extra box of pack right here that came with it. So I repacked everything in here, and they all fit. Now, they're not supposed to necessarily fit with all the packaging and everything, but happy coincidence, I guess, that they just happened to work out that way. So that's what's up. So yeah, the next step with this game is this guy is going to learn the ins and outs of how to do it, of how to play the game. And then we're going to hook up with Marvelous Dragon, and we're going to try to set up a table. I think I actually have a table coming in. It's supposed to be here on Wednesday. And it's going to be a nicer wooden table as opposed to this plasticky... This is a folding table, okay? This is not a, like... This is like one of those, like, 6-foot, like, picnic folding tables. That's my studio. That's what we got here. But we're going to have we're getting a nicer wooden desk to go over in the corner, and we'll probably do a camera setup there once we learn how to play the game, and we'll do a nice gameplay playthrough there. So her and I will learn the rules, and we'll get together and play the game. So hopefully it'll take us 45 to 60 minutes, maybe less for the first couple encounters if they're not, too difficult or too involved, but I think they're all going to be balanced around about the same. So there you go. That's that. That was Adventure Tactics. The unboxing. Just the unboxing. This is just the beginning. Can't wait to start and dive into the story and lore of this, because I know it's going to be exciting. I know it's great. And if nothing else, even if the story is like completely awful, which I'm no like super critic of stories, so I'm fine with just about anything. The art is amazing, so I just love the way it looks, and I know I'm going to have fun with it just because of that. But I like to get into some adventure as well, so looking forward to playing this, and looking forward to seeing you guys next time on the next stream when we do actually sit down and play it once we get the rules. Now, when that stream will be, I don't know. That's a me. That's a you. I don't know when the gameplay stream will be. I think I will likely stream again to try to figure out more of my stream setup soon. But the actual gameplay itself will probably be after the whole holiday break stuff, vacation break thing. So like probably next year. Yeah. And that's pretty much been my stream schedule. Like, when are you going to stream? Next year? Well, okay, in this case, it's going to be like, maybe in a month. Less than a month. Let's say less than a month. But probably, could be actually, if we come back from our adventures early, we might do one before New Year's. So between Christmas and New Year's, we might get a chance to sit down and learn and play this. But otherwise, I'll probably be streaming again sooner just to test some things out. So it'll be just a blank stream of me like testing bot things or whatever, because I want to make sure that I get my things packed down. And we'll do some more unboxings. Like, I have Runes and Regulation, the expansion that I still need to be open. Time to do a hack and stretch. Do one yourself with me. Hit me a redeem stretch to choose which I do. Yeah, so it's only been 20 minutes. No, it's been an hour. I think I missed the previous one, or why did it just now hit me with that? Oh, whatever. I don't know if that redeem stretch works or not, because I don't know if people... I don't remember why they set the channel points to, so whatever. Not a big deal. But But yeah, so I have a couple other games that I need to do an unboxing of that we've played before, so we might do an unboxing and playing in the same stream. I'll do some video game setups, some either Switch, like some Luigi's Mansion, etc., because that fits the theme of Sir Groovy Bones, because he's a skeleton. And ghosts are kind of related to skeletons. Maybe. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing and are looking forward to and are excited to give this a shot as I am. And I will catch you guys next time. I didn't want this to go too long, so we're literally just over an hour for this stream. So I will catch you guys in the next stream, and have fun, stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next stream. Toodaloo.